Hello, no glitches allowed, friends. I'm WildCherryMeteor, and I am so excited to be showing off an interview here with AudioIgnis and Alexmeisteer, who are going to be upcoming doing our Resident Evil Village of Shadows, No Siege glitchless run, which is going to be getting our horror block coming up soon. So Alex, Audio, please introduce yourselves and tell us what got you into this game.
All right, well, I'm AudioIgnis. I'm a suburb VTuber that likes music, and I've been doing speedruns for a while now. Originally, I started with RE5 with Alex, actually, and he's the one who got me into this run, Boss, actually. He's the one who somehow managed to convince me that this run would be really fun.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Alex. I'm the one who convinced Ignis to speedrun this wonderful game on this wonderful difficulty. The inspiration for this run came from a specific GDQ run by 7RayD or TrayD. He ran Village of Shadows at GDQ and back in 2022 in January, and at that time I thought, damn, that looks like a very fun run. It really wouldn't hurt to just try it out. Like, I mean, after I've ran Doom Eternal on Ultra Nightmare 100%, I thought, yes, this might be pretty fun. And then I started running it, and no further comments. It's pretty difficult. It's still pretty difficult. Not gonna lie.
It's a little hard.
So that's a perfect segue to my next question, because I'm actually curious. I'm familiar with RE8, but I'm very curious what the villages. I'm a normie, so I'm just going to play it on the simple difficulty and do it that way. So how much does the Village of Shadow level difficulty change this run compared to just doing it normally?
So on casual difficulty, you have like difficulty adjustment, meaning that if you're doing real well in a Resident Evil game, then the game will make it increasingly a little bit more difficult, but it will never reach like a difficulty which is like quote unquote impossible. And if you are doing not so well, then the game becomes a little bit easier. This doesn't exist in VOS at all. It's like on max difficulty all the time. Everything will and can one-shot you or bring you down to 1 HP, and then if anything touches you, then you're basically dead. You have more enemies, you have stronger enemies, you have more enemies at certain locations. You also have bosses which can do other attack patterns just because they're also faster. And there's less ammo. The items that you can pick up are more scarce. Like everything is like tuned up to the maximum difficulty basically in every single aspect.
Wow. Yeah, no, I'm so excited because I knew that it had that scaling difficulty, and it brought up like a kind of a prompt to say we're gonna bring it down a little bit. But knowing that this is going full stop right at the start is going to be absolutely a treat. I'm curious how the glitchless category kind of plays into that too, because obviously with the with non-glitchless, you're doing out of bounds, you're doing a bunch of different tricks. So like, what does glitchless change in the aspect of this run, and like how does it impact the race as well?
This is a very good question. So for glitchless, you're not allowed to go out of bounds. You're not allowed to do funky stuff like big AI manipulation, for example. The only glitch that is allowed right now is stunning Mother Miranda with a flashbang. Just because of this patch, it was just it was a mechanic that got utilized a lot, and later on it got patched out. But it doesn't like lose you a lot of time if you do not do that trick. It saves like 10 seconds or something. And this is like so far the only glitch that is quote unquote glitch that is allowed. Besides that, like I said, no out of bounds glitches. You're not allowed to go to manipulate AI. You're not allowed to duplicate any items and stuff like that.
Sounds like that significantly impacts the run from if you're just running this on normal any percent, then I mean I imagine you dupe a lot of the powerful items, and then this is just completely going to be, seems like it's almost more skill based. But please tell me if that's like kind of more the case.
I'd agree, so yes.
Yeah.
So I'm actually curious, because this is a race, because both of you are going to be racing this at the same time. Without spoiling too much, are there a lot of moments that are going to be coming up where you expect to be trading a lot of places, where you expect to gain time? Like, do you expect a lot of variance, or is this going to be really tight through the whole thing?
I feel like it really depends on how lucky we are. It depends entirely on our RNG, because if we get into some situations where we have to reset, where certain fights are going to take place that basically we have to reset if we get unlucky, die in certain ways, that could definitely lose us some time. Or if we just get random really bad RNG for some reason, it really just depends on how lucky we are.
It wouldn't be a speed run, I don't think, if you had that. So I mean, yeah. if there wasn't RNG in it, it wouldn't be a speed run. Yeah. Alex, do you have any thoughts on that as well?
Yes, I fully agree with Ignis. Like a lot of people will say that yes, Resident Evil 8 is very deterministic, so that there's not a lot of RNG involved, but especially in the castle, there's a lot of RNG in the drops that you can get from breaking crates or stuff like that. If you break certain crates at an odd time or break the wrong crates, this will manipulate some crate drops later on, which will be not so efficient or not a little bit suboptimal. So yes, you have to understand also what is RNG in this game a little bit, which only comes from time. You cannot expect anyone to just understand. Okay, do not break this box, especially this particular box. Always run past it, and if you're walking past it like 2 minutes later, then you're allowed to break the crate. Like nobody can expect that from a new player. So that's why it is also important to understand and to run the game as many times as possible.
Yeah, no doubt. That makes complete sense. I mean, I'd be breaking boxes left and right if I were in an RE game. If I were in any game, let's be real, I'm rolling around breaking the boxes. So that's just that's how I play games. I'm curious. So obviously, RE8 is known for that kind of callback to RE4 where they got the standard bosses. I'm actually curious what both of your favorite boss fight is in for the speedrun sense. Just as a fun question, like, because I feel like they're kind of iconic to RE8, including Mother Miranda and then the core four.
You know, I want to say the Lady Dimitrescu fight would be my favorite because I just love the character, but honestly, the worst fight is also probably my favorite fight, and that's the fight with Moreau. It's very satisfying whenever you actually do it right, but it is also the most precise fight I've ever had to do in any speed run, and it's just pain and suffering, but it is a really fun fight whenever you get the hang of it.
I 100% agree with Ignis. My favorite and least favorite fight is Moreau. And also my second favorite and second least favorite fight is also Lady Dimitrescu.
Look, that was a cool fight, even casually. So like seeing done fast is going to be really really cool to see. And I love the Moreau fight too. Like personally, that's probably my favorite too. So I'm so excited for this. I think that one of the coolest things about RE8 is that there's a lot of pathing that you can take with this run. So what, as like a final question here, I'm curious, like, are there going to be different choices both of you are going to make in your pathing for this run, or are you guys both going to be kind of following a standard template, or is there going to be a little bit of kind of ways for you to put your own spin on it?
So at certain aspects or at certain boss fights, we will probably implement our versions a little bit because for me, Moreau works a little bit differently than for AudioIgnis. That's why I have my own, like, quote-unquote route for that boss, but usually the whole speedrun is going to run, like, a certain line. So there's only one template. You variant it a little bit to your liking. If you need some backup drops, for example, then you go a different path, and then you go back to the main path, but usually it stays, like, overall pretty much the same.
Perfect. Well, then this has got me jazzed. I'm so excited for this run coming up soon. That is it for us here. Thank you so much, AudioIgnis and Alexmeisteer, for taking the time to do this with me today. We've got this Resident Evil 8 run coming up later tonight, so that is from us here. Thank you so much, and hope you keep enjoying No Glitches Allowed.
Hello there, chat. Greetings. And welcome back to No Glitches Allowed 2026. You find yourselves right at the cusp of our horror block for this year. It's sure to be a frightful one. Our two games tonight, Siren and Resident Evil, will sure to fill you with terror and delight in equal measure. And as a reminder, if you would like to have an influence on our spooky delight tonight, we have a bid war open for you to be able to choose the language we will be playing Resident Evil Village in. Currently, Italian sits in the lead with $65, with Portuguese in second place with $25. But there are many, many such options like Chinese, English, French, German, Japanese, Russian, or Spanish that you may choose to your heart content. And we could very quickly approach $2,000. That would be devilishly amazing. You will have the duration of the current run to get those donations in before Resident Evil starts.